and we started out on 1 West 125th Street in Harlem, New York, and we are under Commanding General Yohana. And this is the ISUPK Las Vegas, man. And we're closing up our Feast of Hanukkah. And we want to get into today, man, a serious lesson, man, because we need to know there's a notion on the earth that certain things are okay for our people to do. You know what I'm saying? And one of those things is to marry or, you know, even date, because we know in this world, dating consists of marrying, right? You're going to have sex with the person that you're dating. So what we want to get into today is we want to talk about how the Lord feels about you bringing home that goddamn white woman or that white man or that African or that Asian. You understand? Because that's something that people look at us and say, well, we crazy. Love is love. You understand? Why would we want to stop someone from loving who loves them? Well, see, it's not about when you're in the UPK, it's not about, you understand, loving whoever loves you, man. If a whore loves you, does that mean you have to love a whore? You understand? Right. No, absolutely not. And you wouldn't if you smart. You understand, in this kingdom right now, right? So that notion of love who loves you, that's something that honestly has been our downfall. And we're gonna show you in the Bible how serious that love that you have for these other nations and you dating those other nations, man, how serious that is of a sin against the Lord, man. You understand? Because the Most High is very specific on, you understand, his rules when it comes to who his people should be involved with. You understand? Who the front. Okay. The Most High is very specific about that, man. This ain't something that we just come up with and we want to single out, people for their choices on who they want to love and who they want to be with in a relationship. No, that's not what it is. You understand? What it is we are here to follow the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. And we obey orders. And that's what this school teaches, man. The UPK teaches you how to absolutely obey orders from the Most High. And in return, you're going to live. You are going to survive this captivity, man. You're going to survive COVID-19. You're going to survive poverty. You're going to survive the crime rate. You're going to survive the abortion clinics. You understand? You're going to survive all of those things, man, because we're going to teach you obedience. All right? You understand? We're going to teach you obedience. And that's what we do, man. We teach our brothers and sisters how to, you understand, keep these laws, statutes, and commandments so that they assure that their survival in this captivity and that this captivity will not overtake them to the point of where they're just completely destroyed, like the curses say in the book of Deuteronomy. We are here to fight those curses, man. We're not here to give in to no curses. You understand? We're here to fight them. You understand? So the one of the things that's keeping us under these curses and under this captivity to where we're not able to flourish, you understand, in a way that we want to flourish, man, is our love for these other nations. And we're going so far to, you understand, with the Serena Williams and the I forget the lady name that married the so-called prince over there in England. You understand? And even though she's not even a black woman, but everybody idolizes that, right? They want that relationship of being with our oppressor to feel as if they've made it or to try something different. You see all these women, man, these sisters, man, they out here, you understand, mingling and trying something different. Talking about, get you a white man, he gonna pay for all this and do all that, you understand, for you, until you go around his family and they look down on you. Right. You understand? You go around his family and they don't even speak to you. Right. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I was watching an interview with Kid and Play, and the dude Kid is the light skinned one, right? Right. So he's so-called biracial, right? He has a Jamaican father, You understand? And also, he has a Caucasian or devil mother. You understand? So his devil mother, because she married a Jamaican brother, her family disowned her. Wouldn't even talk to her, never met him. You understand? Never associated with her again because of her love for a black man. You understand? And this is something that he had to live with. You understand? And when his mother passed, he couldn't go visit his grandmother on that side. She never did that. Those grandparents never did anything for him. You understand? It's just like he didn't even have grandparents on that side. Why? Because our enemies and our oppressors, they hate us, man.
Right.
Just because they're whore daughters, you understand, want to lay with us and want to lay with black men and Israelite men, that doesn't mean that you should do it. That doesn't mean that you arrived in America, man. You understand?
Right.
Because at the end of the day, they don't understand you. And for one, the Lord tells you that you shouldn't do it.
Right.
You are not to be mixing your royal bloodline, man, with these heathens, man, with these other nations, man. You are royalty, and they are low class. You understand? They are the peasants of the earth.
Right.
You understand? I don't care who taught you otherwise. The Bible is the confirmation for us, man. This is why we subscribe to our records, because our records and history show how much the Lord hates when he sees us interact with interracial marriage with these other nations, man.
Right.
When we make marriages and allegiance with these other nations, we don't get into to that in this lesson, man. You understand? Because right now, this is a time where everybody's struggling. COVID-19 is rampant, right? So people are doing what any and everything, especially you brothers. Y'all just came from out here in Vegas. I know you was on that strip and you seen them sisters hugged up on they sugar daddy white man. You understand? Looking stupid, looking desperate.
Right.
You understand? And that's how you sisters look, man. When we see you with that white man, you look desperate. You know what I'm saying? You look like you like, man, anything to get out the hood, man.
Yeah.
I grew up messed up, man. This white man is my big ticket. You understand? And that's instead of you coming to the Lord, man, and understanding that the Lord and his people have the power to deliver you out of your condition, man. You go to the goddamn enemy, man, to the oppressor. And you sisters out here in Vegas is something else, because y'all don't even look at a black man, because y'all know that black man, he's gonna tell your ass stop selling that ass.
Right.
You understand? And he's not gonna buy that ass. You understand? He know that ass was the same ass in high school for free. Right. That he's not gonna pay for. You know what I'm saying? That's that same tail he was hitting freshman year. You know what I'm saying? And you know or his friends or his homeboy, he knows somebody that was hitting you, hitting that tail. You understand? And he looking like now you want to charge $1,000. You understand? Get the hell out of here. You understand?
Right.
So y'all don't even look at a brother. And you've reduced yourself to just being some goddamn merchandise, man.
Right.
You understand? And being for sale for any goddamn devil to buy up because he has a credit card or a goddamn bank account with some money in it, man.
Right.
And that's the reason why the Lord looks down at that situation, because it reeks of desperation, man.
Right.
And us as a people, that's not how a royal people are supposed to behave. You understand? That's not something that the Lord, when the Lord tells us that he set up the earth for us and he made this world for our sake, you understand? When you see women run into our oppressor just to have a better lifestyle, just to try something new because you can't handle a black man, you're not prepared to go to war with your brother in this struggle. The Lord, that kindles an anger in the Most High. You understand? Because if we're doing that, then we're separating. We're supposed to be gathering ourselves together.
Right.
That's separation. You understand?
Right.
That's putting enmity between the husband, the black man, and the black woman, because now you're looking down at a black man, right? And you're looking up at the white man, and you don't have no empathy or nothing for a brother. Now that's why you get these women where you ain't got your shit together. They don't even want to talk to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's because they're looking at the white man as the goddamn pinnacle.
Right.
He has his shit together.
Right.
Well, little do you know, he has his shit together because of the blood, sweat, and tears of your forefathers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That they put together. They beat their backs and tried to keep those marriages together in slavery when the slave master wanted to separate them. You understand? When they did separate families. You understand? And when black people had to stick together. You understand? Now, all of a sudden, we've come so far and we're so destroyed in this country, we just willingly go away from each other. You understand? Because the grass is supposedly greener on the other side. We're going to read about it in the scriptures, man. This ain't something that's new. This is something that's plagued us throughout our whole history, man. Right. And it's a certain way for us to deal with it as well, man, and how to come up out of it. You understand? So pull for me, Baba Kasha, Tobit 4 and 12. Baba Kasha.
Khan.
Tobit 4 and 12. So yeah, that's in the Apocrypha.
Four and 12, sir.
Khan.
The book of Tobit, chapter 4, verse 12. Beware of all whoredom, my son, and chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers.
Man, the Lord is telling you, beware of all whoredom, man. The Lord is calling you a whore, man. General Muhammad just brought that out in his class this week, man. Last week, Salakia, about whoredom, man, being a goddamn whore. That's exactly what we just brought up about these some of these sisters out here in Las Vegas, man. Right. The Lord is telling you, beware of all whoredom. That is exactly what you're doing. You run into these goddamn white, blonde hair, blue-eyed women thinking that they're better, they're easier to get along with, man. You are doing no more than becoming a whore and whoring yourself out to these other nations, man. Right. You are showing them that you will do anything just to fit into their society, man. Right. And the Lord is telling you, beware of all whoredom, man. That goes for you sleeping with these people or you giving over to their culture. You understand? Whoring yourself can be many ways, man. Right. Let's get the definition of a whore, man. Let's get that so we all on the same page, or why the Lord is using this word, man. Get the one that fits. You understand what we're talking about? Read it when you got it. Salak,
so like you said, with this verse.
Not with the verse, but what the definition that we're looking for.
I got it. This is the definition of whore in the Merriam-Webster dictionary. It says a person who engages in sexual intercourse for pay. A prostitute, a promiscuous or immoral woman, a male who engages in sexual acts for money.
What else? I got one in here where it says a person who is willing to do anything to get a particular thing.
Oh, that's heavy.
You know what I'm saying? That's the one we're looking for, right? A person who is willing to do anything to get a particular thing. Go ahead.
So like I got another one that kind of stands out to me, if I may. It's still a noun. A woman who has many casual sexual encounters or relationships.
Absolutely. And this is what we're talking about. All of these definitions are very accurate. Right. You understand? But we want to key in on that one where it says a person willing to do anything to get a particular thing. That's what the Lord is talking about right now. That's the whore. The Lord is saying, beware of all whoredom, man. You understand? When you are willing to do anything to get a particular thing, you understand? Right. We are not people that have to do anything to get a particular thing. Right. We know how to get the things that we need. You understand? Right. Everybody don't want to do it. We telling you, we giving you the answers on how to get these things without being a whore, but we choose to do anything. Right. You understand? That goes for you selling drugs. You're whoring yourself out that way. You understand? You robbing, you stealing, You joining forces with the enemy against your people. You understand? Then these marriages, all of these things. But once again, like you said, the definition when it comes to a promiscuous woman or promiscuous man, that's exactly what we've turned to, man.
Right.
And these interracial marriages, it shows that you are willing to do anything to get a particular thing. It shows that you are willing to leave your people just to feel accepted in America, to have that trophy, that so-called trophy. That's why we look up and see all these goddamn athletes, and for the life of us, nobody can explain why is it that they, as soon as they get money, you understand, except for a few, you know what I'm saying? It's a few brothers like you know, people favorite LeBron James and stuff like that, who's been with their wife and stuff like that. I give them credit, you understand? We had a discussion about that, right? We was talking about that, how Michael Jordan got a so-called white woman and all this, but she's supposedly Cuban. But I get it, you understand? LeBron James, he hasn't, you know what I'm saying, shown that. Even, you know, Kobe Bryant, you understand, had that rape allegation. It wasn't with no sister.
Right.
His wife is a sister, but you understand, the woman who he got them charges with, you understand, he chose to whore himself out.
Real talk.
And what happened with that brother? Go ahead, sir.
Name got drugged through the mud.
Damn near lost his career behind it. Marriage, everything.
Yeah, everything.
All because he wanted to be with a goddamn white woman, man.
Yeah, then he had to go on TV with the clean shave and everything. Like a real life sucker real quick. He was up there looking goofy as a mug.
Bought his wife a $5 million ring. That whole situation cost him a lot. Man. $5 million. The wife damn near still feel a certain kind of way behind that shit. You understand? She mourning, but she like, nigga, you embarrassed us.
Real talk.
You understand? And she should though.
Right.
The thing is, that sister is rightfully should be feel that way.
Oh,
you
yeah.
Understand?
Yeah, no
it's
doubt.
because now, of course, if Kobe wanted to lay with another sister, obviously, you know, understand, we in this school, you understand, the Lord is not against having a man having multiple wives.
Right.
But even still, don't do it in that fashion.
Right.
Just trying to you away and you just want a quick, you know, thrill. You understand?
Right.
But the fact that you chose a goddamn heathen, it came back to bite you in your goddamn ass because you wanted to lay with someone that had Salakia. 8 different seeds in her, in her drawers. You know what I'm saying? Salakia. You know what I mean? Like, if that ain't what we talking about right here, you lowering yourself to be with that, you're gonna leave your beautiful wife to go be with a whore, a goddamn heathen with 8 different seeds in the drawers. Oh my God, Kobe. Salakia. That's heavy. Like, it's a reason why the Lord tell us to stay away from these people.
Right.
Because these women that you cherishing, they're trash, man. You understand? These women are trash. Like, simply put, 9 times out of 10, you can go down a list of athletes whose careers have never been the same because of their choice on what woman they want to deal with. You understand? It took them for everything. If you could pull, it was an article about Albert Hainsworth. I believe he's a football player. If anybody can find that, where he was talking about how his wife used to call him nigga and all this and that and beat him up and yell at him. Albert Hainsworth. He's a former football player. If y'all can find that, man. If y'all we can't find it, go look it up on your own time.
Straight devil.
Y'all found it? You found?
I didn't find an article. I just
find out where he's talking about that if y'all can. Where he goes in and he talks about how this, now mind you, this man was one of the highest paid goddamn defensive linemen at the time, worth hundreds of $millions. The woman ain't worth shit, Salakia. You understand? But he's taking abuse. He went on TV talking about this, how she abused him and called him nigga and all type of things and beat him up and all type of and you was tackling niggas in the NFL. Go ahead.
Damn, I mean, you just made my point for me. That's like you were to say, like on the football field, he was a menace, man.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I know exactly. I'm looking at it. Yeah, he was a defensive tackle. I know exactly what you're talking about. He used to rain terror on offensive linemen on the quarterback. You know what I mean? Like, he was one of the most feared players in the NFL. You get my point? Yeah. And so to your point, these cats have all this strength on the outside, but behind closed doors, these niggas be some straight up suckers, man.
Man.
A lot of times. Like, even if you want to look at it on the left hand side, like some niggas that we grew up looking up to, that we thought they were like that hardcore niggas with that program, you know what I'm saying? Right up until that girl put up on the block, nigga, then you see the other side. You get my point. So this right here is a perfect example, and I didn't even know nothing about this, but this is heavy as hell.
Is it an article on that talks about that?
I got it right here.
All right, go ahead, read that for me a little bit. Let's get into it a little bit.
I'm gonna hit you two passages, if I may, sir. Okay. First one says, former University of Tennessee football star Albert Haynesworth is opening up about his, and Salaki if I slaughtered this word, his tumultuous.
Yeah, tumultuous.
Oh, okay.
Tumultuous relationship with former Lady Vols basketball player Brittany Jackson.
Okay, so Salaki, so this devil actually played basketball sports as well. Go ahead.
Alleging she repeatedly used racial slurs.
What? Hold on. Read that again. She repeatedly did what?
Alleging she repeatedly used racial slurs and physically abused him.
Now, how big is this man, sir? Can anybody look up his height and weight?
When we do that, so when we hit this other pass.
No, 1 second. We're gonna get to that.
Okay.
Do you mean to tell me a NFL goddamn defensive lineman who run through 300 and 400 pound men and tackle and hit quarterbacks, and like he said, was a menace on the football field, is coming out to the public saying how he was called nigga, because that's what they're talking about, in a racial slur, and physically abused by some goddamn white woman? Go ahead.
The cat is 6'6", 350.
The man is 6'6", 350. And you mean to tell me this goddamn heathen woman, this white woman, was able to physically abuse a 6'6", 350 man? Are you serious? If this is what the Lord is talking about, man, when he tells you to stay away from all whoredom, man, or you will be a 6'6", 350 big ass teddy bear. You understand? Big ass goddamn punching bag. Right. That's what the fuck Salaki. That's what the hell he became. You understand? A big ass punching bag for a fucking white woman. And this man has made over hundreds of $1 million in the NFL. You understand? Thinking that the grass was greener on the other side. And this is just one case, but this case is so goddamn, you understand? This case is so goddamn extraordinary that you would never imagine someone who has that sort of reputation in sports to ever go through something like that, but it happens. You understand? Go ahead, give me more on that if you can, or whatever.
Kind of a kind, sir. So the next passage says, the football player turned failed Knoxville burger store owner wrote that Jackson called him the N-word on numerous occasions because she wanted me to feel hurt because I didn't show her affection. Haynesworth alleged Jackson became extremely violent, were more than 10 times in Tennessee and Florida. I called the police to restrain her.
Do you hear this, man? This is sad, man. This is what the hell we became in America, man. This man went from tackling niggas, you understand, Salaki, to on the field to being called a goddamn nigga. You understand, by some goddamn white woman who he loves dearly. You understand, will give his goddamn every last dollar to her just to be called a goddamn nigga. You understand? This is what you get when you interracial and when you join these marriages, man. Right. This is the result because you're a goddamn fool to go running to your oppressor for love. Right. When the Lord tells you not to, make marriages with these other nations, man. You understand? Go ahead and what? Salakia, can you get this? Tell my brother, man, we in class, man. But yeah, so but that story is so heavy for those who never heard that before, man. You understand? If you ain't never heard that story, I heard it years ago, and I wasn't even in the truth.
Yeah.
And I heard about that, and I was like, damn, like, and I remembered him, like you said, the brother got suspended for like stepping on
Andre Gerard. I remember.
Yeah, he got suspended for stepping on some
cowboy.
You feel me? So at the end of the day, when you think of that, to him going on TV crying for help from his wife, a little fucking, a little white woman, you understand, who he can easily overpower. He's professional that's his job to overpower.
Right.
But he has to get restraining orders and cry to the media and tell him how he's being abused and want sympathy. Nobody's gonna goddamn, your people are laughing at you, man.
Right.
Nobody's sympathizing. You think a black woman wants to be with you after you let a goddamn white woman take all your money, you know what I'm saying, and call you nigga and beat you up in your house that you pay for? You're a goddamn fool, man.
Right.
You understand? Give me finish the rest of that scripture for me.
What kind of select you, sir? I'm gonna start from the top, if I may. The book of Tobit, chapter 4, verse 12. Beware of all whoredom, my son, and chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers, which is not and take not a strange woman to wife, which is not of thy father's tribe. For we are the children of the prophets.
Man, the Lord is saying, take not a strange woman to wife, which is not of thy father's tribe, man.
Right.
You understand? Right. That woman that brother's wife was not of his father's tribe. And the Lord warned them about that, man.
Right.
That's not of the prophets. You understand? Go ahead and read the rest of it. Go ahead, sir.
No, I could. I can grab another example. Matter of fact, I got this information from you. Michael Strahan.
Oh, man. Another one.
You brought that out.
Another one. Go ahead, sir.
No. That's I just as we think, as we talk about our hands, I start thinking about big, menacing former NFL defensive linemen. You know what I mean? That's getting punked by some little white woman.
And not only are they punking them physically, calling them nigga and all this stuff, they're robbing them blind from all their money that they've accumulated through their athletic career. You understand? You got Blake Griffin, who's paying his white woman, you understand, all his goddamn child support. You understand? Yeah, they got him. Yeah, he had to go. He was paying like some ridiculous to $20,000-$30,000 a month in child support, man. Some ridiculous amounts of child support. The numbers might be a little off, but I know it was ridiculous. I remember they reported it on TV, and I just remember thinking, like, that woman has to be a white woman. It has to be.
Right.
And then, sure enough, it was. You understand? So all these brothers, you understand, that's going this route to try to find love because you're around white people with money. You understand? Your coaches, the front office people. So them white women, they know how they come from good families and stuff like that. So they know how to wiggle through the goddamn loopholes and get to these athletes. You understand? Have access to these nightclubs and what athletes are. You understand? They throwing themselves at these brothers, man. Right. But if these brothers would have had this goddamn Bible and this knowledge, they would have knew, wait a minute, hold on. Whoa, I'm a goddamn Israelite, man. The Lord says, do not mix with these people and save themselves a bunch of trouble. You understand? Because the Lord, I'm not saying a sister couldn't, give you hell, you understand, or whatnot. But here's the thing. That sister is a reason on why you're going through what you're going through. That sister is destroyed just like you are.
Right.
That woman don't have no reason to mistreat you. You understand? She has the world. You understand? These white women have the world. You understand? They have no reason to talk crazy to a black man or do anything, especially if a black man is so humbly willing to go mess with them, because that man is way better than her. You understand? If he's going to lower himself to deal with that trash, it better be goddamn your highness all day long. You understand? But that's not the case. These people are getting these relationships and they're being punked and belittled. You know what I'm saying? And brought down to nothing. You know what I'm saying? And these are world famous people. Got their business all in the streets. You understand? Because they thought it was sweet. You could have, if you're gonna do with that, deal with a sister. At least you're gonna deal. At least you're gonna help with that money or whatever she's gonna get. You're gonna help some black people with that. You know at least a black family. She probably gonna take her mother with money, or you know what I'm saying, her brothers and everybody. They're gonna chop it up differently. You know what I'm saying? At least it's going back. It's circulating in the black community. That's what I can tell you. I get it though. I get it. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to just child support and women and issues, but don't go to the oppressor. My point is just don't go to the oppressor and think it's going to be better.
Right.
You're thinking these white women are going to be better than sisters, and they end up worse.
Right.
You understand? This is what the Lord is bringing out.
Yeah.
He's teaching us a lesson by allowing these things to happen to you, because you're dealing with a monster of a people.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
That's what you got to understand. It's not just the women, the men, the children. They're all monsters. You understand?
Right.
Go ahead, Rock.
So, like, if I may, what you bringing out is so heavy, because when you talking about, you know, everybody dealing with like a monstrosity of a people, you know, granted, with the way that I looked when I was growing up, you know, a lot of people didn't know what I really was. So with that being said, you know, when they would be around, so Judites or Ishkarites or whatever, they would talk one way and be all friendly and whatnot. And then, you know, we skid away from, you know, from the group, and all of a sudden this nigger this and beaner that, and you know, it always put me in a position. I'm like, yo, like y'all niggas do know that I'm not niggas, but I do realize that I'm a nigga my damn self.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I always got to see like them true colors, you know, just from that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
so like what you saying is real heavy, because like I lived that basically.
You saying like, okay, I see what you're saying. You saying like you was able to go amongst the oppressors and see them how they really think about Mexican.
Like, you know, at your face, like, you know,
they cool with
you and some Edomite, and then you know, in high school, and like the three of us, it seemed like we all real cool. And then let's say, you know, you got to run the class, or you know, whatever you got to do. And then after you leave, all of a sudden the N word is left and right. You know, he's saying nigga this and nigga that. It's like, why wasn't you saying that when Bakar was here? But like all of a sudden it's cool just because it's just me. Right. All of a sudden you saying nigga, let alone nigga, but nigger, and then you sitting there talking bad about, like, you do realize I'm the same people as him.
And what you bringing out is so heavy because it happens every day.
No,
that coworker that you're working with says nigga.
Right, exactly.
He calls you a nigga. You understand? That white woman, you understand, that you flirting with at your job calls her daddy calls black people niggas. If she don't agree and call you a nigga as well. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, to your point though, right? If the brother ain't careful, right, Patrick Mahomes gonna be next.
Man,
you understand? Because that brother just signed big bucks,
big man, half a billion down there. You know what I'm
got
saying?
him a devil.
Yeah.
Give him a point because his pop got him a devil.
You understand?
And unfortunately, you know what I'm saying. So to your point, how you were saying about how these cats, you know, they make all this money on the football field and they doing all these great things, and they end up thinking that going to a white woman or any nation outside of their own is better for them. At some point, they're gonna end up seeing how big of a mistake it was. And then to your point, her parents is calling him a nigga. Might be calling him a rich nigga, but they call him a nigga.
He's still a nigga.
Yeah,
he's still a nigga.
And that's the point.
Tim Duncan, another one. Tim Duncan had to learn the hard way. Yeah, he is his first wife. And he divorced her though. All of these marriages, and with the crazy part about these stars, these athletes, they end up divorcing them after a while. Now, what they get after that, I don't know, but you would be a fool to go back to that. But sometimes people, you know, these people have to be brought to nothing in order for them to realize, like, maybe I need to pick a different type of woman. You understand? I keep going for this certain look because they're scared of a black woman. That's what it boils down to. They don't know how to handle our women, man. So their whole life, I don't get it because your mama black, you know what I'm saying, or your daddy black or whatever, you understand? And you go outside that and go get with someone who cannot relate to you, and you give it 5-10 years, like you said. You won't be surprised that Pat Mahomes or whoever, you understand, that marriage end up in divorce, you understand, because of whatever reason. They'll never say that, you know, like Albert Hainsworth was one of the rare anomalies where he gave you inside scoop to what the hell be going on in their household. So, and it's great for the UPK because we read these information and we understand. We know it's happening.
Right.
It's great to have it on record. You understand? Go ahead. Hold your point and finish that up. Let's get through these scriptures, man.
Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Remember, my son, that our fathers from the beginning.
From the what?
From the beginning. Even that they all married wives of their own kindred.
Of their own what?
Of their own kindred.
They all married wives, man. The Bible is telling you that our forefathers, man, those friends of the Most High, man, those who are responsible for us receiving these blessings, man, and us getting our heritage and getting what the Lord says we're going to receive, man, and that's everything. That's this earth. They married wives of what? Their own. What?
They all married wives of their own kindred.
And what else? Keep going.
And were blessed in their children. And their seed shall inherit the land.
That's exactly what we're talking about. You understand?
God.
We wouldn't have got these blessings from these brothers if they wanted to be like an Albert Hainsworth, a Tim Duncan. You understand? A Blake Griffin. You understand? A goddamn Tiger Woods. See me one time. You understand? These brothers who were honorable men, righteous men, who followed and listened to the Most High, was obedient. You understand? They're the reason why we shall inherit the seed of these brothers, shall inherit the land, man. It's because they stood strong. Right. You understand? And they did not give in to the goddamn temptation of these other nations and allow their lust. You know what I'm saying? That's what it boils down to, right? These men, these brothers and sisters lust for these other nations, man, thinking that it's something that it's a prize to have these other nations, man. When our forefathers from the beginning, it was not so. Right. You understand? Right. We did what our forefathers held it strong. Right. They married them a woman from their own nation, man. Go ahead, give me 13, Brother Kashar.
Kind, sir. Verse 13. Now therefore, my son, love thy brethren, and despise not in thy heart thy people. Salakia.
No. It says thy brethren, and despise not in thy heart thy heart thy people, thy brethren. Read that from the top again.
Now therefore, my son, love thy brethren, and despise not in thy heart thy brethren.
All right, so when the Bible is telling you exactly what we just said, right? Don't look at that goddamn black woman and despise her because you can't goddamn control her. So you want to go to a goddamn dog and goddamn Lassie. And Lassie want to sit for a while till you get your check and get your money, and then Lassie gonna goddamn bite you. Understand? You telling Cujo to sit, and Cujo sit, play the role, give you a couple kids, and take you for everything you goddamn got. Right. You understand? And embarrass you on TV. You understand? Got you crying to TMZ talking about she's beating me and calling me nigga. You understand? It's because you despise your brethren. You despise your people. You look at them as being better than you. You understand? So therefore, you got to get somebody who you like, man, they are the pinnacle. So if I got this pinnacle trophy woman, this blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman that they said is bad, it's not, we're not supposed to have them. I gotta get me one though, because they said back in the day these were illegal. They would kill us for having one of these. Now I can flaunt it as I want to. Mark, your favorite goddamn civil rights leader, Martin Luther King, he marched for Albert Hainsworth to be able to have that devil. You understand? He marched for that devil to be able to go into Albert Hainsworth's home and call him a nigga and take all his money and slap him around. You understand? And for Tim Duncan to divorce and lose half his fortune. For Tiger Woods to divorce and lose half his fortune. For Blake Griffin to be paying $30,000 a month in child support. This is what Martin Luther King marched for. He marched for this. This is what he asked for. He asked for you to have the right to be a fool. You understand? And to go against the Most High. Because the Most High said, listen, our fathers did not pick women from other nations, man. So why the hell is Martin Luther King marching so you can be hand in hand with your goddamn dog of a wife, you understand, and flaunt it out in public like you've arrived and reached the pinnacle of life because you have that. Go ahead, you finish that up for me.
The sons and daughters of thy people, and not taking a wife of them, for in pride is destruction. For in pride is destruction and much trouble.
And pride is destruction and much trouble, man. This is exactly what the hell we talking about, right? This is what Albert Hainsworth went through. In his pride of wanting a white woman is much destruction. He's getting beat up in his home, called a nigga. You understand? Tim Duncan getting all his money took. You understand? Sad, walking around sad. You understand? Blake Griffin on there looking stupid. You understand? Because he done divorced. Tiger Woods getting beat over the head with a goddamn golf club. The same 9-iron that won him the goddamn Masters is, you know what I'm saying, is goddamn going upside his head. So like you, she is swinging that mother. So like she's swinging that thing better than him. Yeah. But the Lord said, in pride is destruction and much trouble, man.
Right.
We're being a very prideful people of thinking that you've arrived and that you just have to have you a goddamn white man or a white woman or Afro. It doesn't just stop with the white people. It's these other nations too. You understand?
Right.
There's stories. I forget the story of. I want to say, was it Lisa Ray? One of them women went through it with dealing with one of them goddamn Arabs, man. You understand? I think Lisa Ray, man. If y'all could find that, if Lisa Ray was married to a goddamn Arab, it was one of these celebrity women that was married to a rich heathen that's not a white man.
Yeah.
And you understand, and she just couldn't get with it. You understand? I don't know what it was. Go ahead, Rock.
If I may, you could just take for example that sister that was in that purple group that got murdered and eaten by that Hamite.
Right. Oh, that brother was Joy Morgan. That guy was a Hamite that killed him. See, there you go. Good night. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're talking about. You understand? Especially these people, these fake Israelites, man, inviting these other nations to be amongst them and bringing our sisters into that group, man. You understand? Go ahead and finish that out for me.
All right, kind of a kind.
We got more scriptures.
Kind of a kind. And then lewdness is decay and great want. For lewdness is the mother of famine.
Can somebody look up lewdness?
Kind of a kind.
Kashad, just so we can get because I've heard lewd, and I think it's a law against lewdness or something like that. I don't forget where I hear that word from all the time. Go ahead, read that definition.
Lewdness, now, indecency or
Go ahead.
Or obscenity.
Yeah.
Vulgar sexual character or behavior.
Oh my God. So the Lord is calling that marriage to that goddamn white woman or white man or these other nations, these heathen nations, man. Lewdness, man. It's indecency. It's vulgar. You understand? That's what the Lord looks at that. And it said, and in lewdness and in indecency is decay, meaning you will be destroyed, man. You will start to deteriorate, man. And that's exactly what Abraham, he went from a goddamn menace on a goddamn football field, you understand, tackling and doing what he got to do. And, you know what I'm saying, winning goddamn defensive awards and Pro Bowls to goddamn being a goddamn big ass teddy bear kicking bag. You understand? Right. For his white woman to just beat him up and do whatever the hell she wants to him. That's that decay that the Bible was talking about, man. Continue, finish that off, man.
Kind of a kind. You wanted verse 14?
No, was that it on 13?
Kind of a kind.
Right, so that's it, man. And at the end of the day, this scripture is so heavy, it gets straight to the point, man. The Lord is telling you, take a woman or a man of thy seed from thy father's tribe, man, like your forefathers did. You understand? And we could stop it there, but it's so much more in the Bible that talks about this subject. So the next time somebody wants to tell your Christian pastor or anybody wants to tell you love is love, have them read these scriptures, man.
Right.
Have them pull this scripture and see if they still feel the same way about love being love, man.
Right.
You understand? Go ahead and drop that and give me Deuteronomy 7:3. We're gonna breeze through these.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. Right.
What is that talking about? Same thing we've been talking about, or what? Tell me, break that down.
Kind of what kind, sir? It's just basically on repeat.
Right. So this is the Lord commanding us what? To do the same thing we read in Tobit, man. for you not to make marriages with them, whether it be your son marrying their daughters and their daughters onto to your sons, man. The Lord is specific about these things. Where the hell do these Christians get this goddamn notion that you love is love, man? Right. And people telling you that it's okay for you to be with whoever you want to be with, man. And that you can just love everybody, man, and pick a woman, you understand, that you want to be with because you feel, it's okay because you're integrated with them. This is why what Martin Luther King did was so horrific, is because you understand that he fought for you to have this confusion of for you to be like, damn, I don't understand. Why do I have so much sympathy for them? You forget that your forefathers was dogs was sicked on them. You understand? Emmett Till was killed for whistling at a white woman. You forget all of that because now they've trained you to want to think it's normal. You understand? For you to have that white woman. Right. You see that Martin Luther King put in so much goddamn disgusting groundwork for that white woman to be able to come and take your husband, or to take our brothers away from sisters, man, and vice versa. That white man to take sisters away from brothers, man. You understand? Martin Luther King put in so much groundwork for that to happen that it's just a norm. People will literally fight you because you don't feel that you understand that's right. You want to follow the Lord. You've read these records and seen that the Lord is against integration and interracial marriages. You understand? And we're going to keep bringing it out. But you've got people, your own people, that's so treacherous to go against their own people and to say, because of their lust for these other nations, that they want to fight you and fight the system to allow them to be able to be with whoever the hell they want to. Right. You understand? And that's why we bring it out in the Bible, because we want to listen, if you don't respect God as the ultimate authority, who the hell are you going to respect? You understand? Right. The God of the Bible, if you're not following what he said, you're not going to follow anybody at that point. You're going to just come up with your own understanding, and you're going to turn into a Blake Griffin. You're going to be a Tim Duncan. You're going to be an Albert Hainsworth. You're going to be these people that's going to run through life and have to find out the hard way. You understand about how this other nation really feels about you. Like the brother brought out when he said his friends would think that he was a Caucasian man. They would, as soon as the black people leave, nigga this, spick that, wetback this, beaner, and all this other that. That's how they treat you. This is the reason why it's the Bible tells us that we are a holy people, a separate people, and that we need to gather together with our women, with our men, you understand, and bring us together, not go off and branch off and giving yourself over to these other nations. Is that it on Deuteronomy? Do you have a point? Hold your point. All right, let's get a couple of these scriptures.
That's that was it for 3, sir.
All right, we're going to drop that and get me Nehemiah 13 and 23. All right, for sure. 13. Man, we're gonna bring it out in these scriptures, man. We gonna listen. This Bible, we everybody wants to, look at us for using these records to live our life right here in America, because we're not good soldiers and we're not good goddamn slaves. And we found that our records are in this Bible, and our way of life, and what we're trying to stop the situations before that. We're trying to prevent these things from happening. You know what I'm saying? What we do, it's about prevention and intervention. You understand? And that's what these scriptures are good for, man, for correction. Every brother and sister in this school wants to be corrected. They want to do things the right way. Right. If you're not following these scriptures and you're not in these classes and willing to learn the correct way, you just pretty much want to just say you want to do what you want to do. You don't want that order. You want to go against God. Just say you want to go against the Most High. Say it for what it is. You don't care about the Lord. No, you can't say both. You can't say you care about the Lord, but then when we bring it out in the scriptures and we show you that interracial marriages is a sin against the Most High. This is not the way the Lord intended. You want to argue with us. You want to debate us and say love is love and that we're all people. That's not what the Lord said, man. Right. That's by far what the Lord said. The Lord brought out in these scriptures that we brought before to marry people from your own nation, man. Right. Do not marry into these other nations. But yet, y'all want to hate the UPK because we emphasize what the Lord has already written. You understand? This is what the Lord wrote. I didn't write this Bible. You understand? The Lord wrote it. Go ahead.
Nehemiah, what was it?
We had Nehemiah 13 and 23.
13 and 23. Kind of what kind, sir. Just a lot. The book of Nehemiah, chapter 13, verse 23. In those days, I also saw Jews that had married wives of Ashdod and Ammon and Moab.
So this is a time in the Bible, right, when our people, you understand, had married Salakia, had married these other nations. When we're reading about Salakia, let me get to it. When it says Ashdod, of Ammon, and Moab, these are nations on the earth, man. That's not us. It's not blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
Right.
So this is just letting you know what this brother's bringing out is saying that he saw this going on. You understand? This is what he saw in those days. He seen our people married to these women, meaning they was having sex with these women. You understand? Trotting them around like it was okay, like it was cool. And we're gonna find out what happened in the ancient days when these things, how they looked at, how our forefathers looked at this. You know what I'm saying? These acts of what Blake Griffin and all these brothers, Tiger Woods, you understand? All these brothers that want to choose white women, you understand, to date and trot around. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what happens.
Verse 24. And their children spake half in the speech of Ashdod and could not speak in the Jews' language, but according to the language of each people. So
this is letting you know that these people were so far removed, you understand, from their heritage, they spoke the language of these other nations, man. It's the equivalent of you going to get you a goddamn Chinese woman and you sitting your stupid ass up in Chinese culture classes and learning the language, and you over there talking some Japanese konnichiwa and all this, you know what I'm saying, garbage, trying to fit in with them wearing a goddamn one of them Asian little garments and shit, you know what I'm saying, with a goddamn dojo outfit on, you know what I'm saying, looking like you Asian, you know what I'm saying, with dragons all over the place. This is what these people were doing. They didn't understand their own culture or their language. They wanted to speak the language of their women. You understand? That's how far they were deep into this other nation's culture. They could not speak our Lashawan Kwadash. You understand? They could not speak that language, but they sure knew how to say konnichiwa and all this garbage that these other nations was speaking, right? They knew how to speak that, but they couldn't speak their language. You understand? Go ahead. Keep going.
Verse 25. And I contended with them and cursed them and smote them and smote certain of them and plucked off their hair and made them swear by God, saying, Ye shall not give your daughters unto their sons, nor take their daughters unto your sons, or for yourselves.
So Nehemiah, man, he said he contended with them, man. This brother was a strong brother, man. He begged and pleaded and, you know, smoked them, cursed them, did whatever he could, man. You understand? I mean, he fought. When he talk about he smoked them, he fought. This brother was a strong brother, man. You understand? He was in his truth for righteousness. He understood what the Lord had commanded them before. He understood, you understand, that it was not meant for us to be living this way.
Right.
My brother looked at that. No different than a sister seeing a black man with a white woman, you understand, and looking like, God damn, man. Look at this here. This brother, all the good brothers are gone. They all want to be with these goddamn white girls. But taking it a step further and going up there and pulling that brother to the side and telling him, man, you goddamn shame of yourself, man. Got this goddamn white woman after all we've been through. You know what I'm saying? That's how much courage that brother had, man. He went to them and went at them, man, because of their choices, man. And he made them, because Nehemiah was somebody who had power. You understand? He's somebody who was respected. You understand? Because of his loyalty to the Most High, man. You understand? Go ahead. Finish that up for me, sure.
Verse 26. Did not Solomon, king of Israel, sin by these things? Yet among many nations was there no king like him, who was beloved of his God, and God made him king over all Israel. Nevertheless, even him did outlandish women cause to sin.
Man, so what Nehemiah is bringing out, he said, did not the greatest king, you understand,
Right.
on the earth up to date, you understand, the king, the one of the richest and wisest kings, even go against the Most High because of these wicked women, this lust and love for these other nations, man, the women of the other nations, and him making marriages with these women, man. He reminded them of that. You understand? This is Nehemiah telling his people, like, didn't you not forget that Solomon erred against the Most High because of his wives being from other nations? You understand? And following their ways? Did you not learn a lesson from that? Why would you want to go off and do the exact same thing? You understand?
Right.
You're looking confused. You got a question on something?
So I was wondering, so King Solomon being the most wisest man that has ever lived and will ever live, was he used as an example to prove that no matter how much, no matter the amount of wisdom you may have, it'll never amount, or how do I word it? You can never have enough wisdom to deal with another woman of another nation, because ultimately, like, I'm not trying to take up time or anything, I'm trying to simplify it, but like, they'll just always be beasts, basically.
Was he used as an example? I don't think it was the fact that the Lord just made him like do it. The Lord doesn't tempt anyone to sin. So he's not used. He's an example like any other brother out here that, you know what I'm saying, that falls off the path of righteousness. You understand? His story is a great story,
right?
But you can look at the end, the way his story ended, and you use that as the example. You can't say, did the Lord allow for him to be that way or cause him to do that just so he can be an example to you? No, that's something he chose to do. You understand? That's something that is a byproduct of his era. You got to remember, anybody is capable of sin. Yahweh Shai, Christ, he didn't sin because he was on his mission and he knew, he was wise enough to know how to deal with every situation. You understand? And rely on the Lord and constantly pray and constantly abstain from certain things. That's why it's important to know Solomon and Yahweh Shai, being a reincarnation of Solomon, knew not to have a wife when he came back to do the work of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Because he understood his weakness for women. Some brothers are just weak for women. You understand?
Right. And
you dealing with someone that rich and powerful as Solomon, you understand, thinking that, he can do certain things and out go against the Most High. These rules that was implemented is before Solomon. You understand? When you start talking about Abraham and all these, and Noah and all these brothers who had wives from their own family and their own tribe, you understand, and their own nation, this is before Solomon. You understand?
Right.
So these are the ways he went away from the teachings of his father. You understand? You get what I mean? Like, he went away from what he knew. You know, there's no different than any brother right now. We teaching you to keep to have your father being with a black woman, his father being a black woman, and then all of a sudden you feel, you have everything, like a Blake Griffin, or not a Blake Griffin, because his father also had a white woman. But let's use an example of a brother who maybe Albert Hainsworth, you know what I'm saying, or some brother who has black parents, and then because they have money and they have everything, they feel it's okay to go be with a white woman.
Right.
That's not gonna that's not gonna affect them. You understand? But then they have to learn the hard way, like Solomon, but a different way. But like a black man losing all of his money to a white woman, or being destroyed, or a rape allegation. You know what I'm saying? Let's use Kobe. Kobe got 2 black parents, but it didn't stop him from going to lay with a white woman.
Right.
See what I'm saying? And then that white woman, because of his actions, you understand, because it's not meant for us to do it, any and everything can happen to you. And what happened? He got accused of rape. What happened to Solomon? He sinned against the Lord. He started getting off into the gods of his wives. You understand? And following their beliefs. But he was older in age, obviously, but still, The point of the matter is to understand that the Lord didn't make Solomon do anything. Solomon chose to do that. Not to be an example to us, but his story is an example. Kobe didn't go lay with a white woman just that wasn't his intent, to be the example of, damn, white girl can say you raped her.
Right.
But you can look at that as an example of, damn, I potentially, as an athlete, if I deal with the wrong one of these devils and they say anything, I might lose my whole career. You look at it as an example because of hindsight.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
No,
but when it's happening, you're not like, well, this is going to be an example. The Lord's like, okay, well, we're going to make Solomon an example. We're going to make Kobe. It's not like that. These men choose what they want to do, and then they become an example because of their actions. You understand? Does that answer your question?
Kind of, just to rephrase my question. So it's because of his actions, he was made of an example that even with his wisdom, there's no amount of wisdom to be able to deal with a woman of another nation, because we're only meant for our own.
Go ahead, sir. Salaka.
What I would say is, even with all the wisdom in the world, right?
Okay.
You can still fall into your lust.
Right.
You know my point? And that was Solomon's downfall. He had all the wisdom, but he was also lustful too. That, like you said, that was his downfall. His downfall was women. You get my point? So it's just like having the knowledge of how bad cocaine is for you.
Yeah.
You've seen it destroy your whole family, yet you still get high.
Yeah.
Right. Solomon having all that wisdom, he knew that dealing with these heathens could potentially be bad for him, but his desire to have them superseded the knowledge that he had and the wisdom that he had.
So it's to your point. What you're saying is, and we're gonna wrap it up. It's not about that. Oh, I can have all the wisdom in the world, and the lust that I have for a woman will be greater. It's not even about that. It's just, if you break the laws of the Most High, man, that's a law. It's not meant for us to be with these women. Solomon, you forget that he sinned. It's not that he just was wise and he was above the law and he just had a little fun with some heathen women and it was okay. That was a sin against the Lord. You understand? He sinned. It wasn't that, you know what I'm saying? It was just him having, like I say, having fun or something, that he was given a pass because he's wise. He was wise as king, but still, he was the wisest king of all kings. But at the same token, because when he went against the Lord, he sinned, and therefore, what happened after that? We went into captivity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That kingdom did not last. You know what I'm saying? After Solomon. You get what I'm saying? So there was judgment behind that. So, you know what I mean? To say that you can be the wisest of wisest, the point of the matter is, we all got the law. We got the knowledge right here.
Right.
It's how you execute it. Are you going to make sure that you don't drop your goddamn sword? You know what I'm saying? Are you going to make sure you endure to the end? That's what it's about. Solomon didn't endure to the end. That's the only thing you take from that. Like, that brother dropped his sword in the end. You understand?
Okay.
That don't make me he's not wise. You don't look at him like, oh, well, his wisdom wasn't enough. It's just the brother is he like the brother said, he gave into his lust. That lust that he had for the other nations was more powerful than his love for the Most High. You understand? In that scenario. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Let's drop that. And is that it? Did you go all the way to 27? Brother
Kashar? I believe
no.
Beginning of 27.
Okay, go ahead.
Verse 27. Shall we then hearken unto you to do all this great evil, to transgress against our God and marry strange wives?
Man, that's what we're talking about, man. What Solomon did was a very evil thing, man. He transgressed against the Most High. He sinned. At the end of the day, you can have all the wisdom, all that means nothing if you're gonna sin. Whether it don't matter if you goddamn marry a heathen, you do a drug, you goddamn steal, you lie, whatever it is. If you're throwing all of that great accomplishment that you did out the window because you, in the end, still went against the Lord. The goal is to not ever go against the Most High. So always keep the law, statutes, and commandments. You understand? That's what we strive for in this school. You understand?
Kind.
All right, drop that and get me Ezra 9 and start in verse 1. Baba Kashah. We're gonna give you this. What we're doing is we bringing up a little history, man, of the Bible of our people on what happened, what's going on, and how they looked at these interracial marriages, man. You got these marriages. This is nothing new, man. What you see in these brothers, when you see a black man with a white woman or Asian or whatever other nation that's not your people, or vice versa, you see a black woman or Hispanic woman and all these people marrying into these other nations. You understand? It's no different than what went on in the Bible. This is why we read these records so we can learn how to overcome and understand anciently. If America is telling you, let's join together and everybody, it's okay to have interracial marriages, we need to be able to go into our record, our culture, our heritage, and find out if that's true.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
And this is what we're doing today.
Right.
We digging in our records to find out the truth on the matter. Damn what I feel. Damn if I feel like love is love. You understand? What did the Lord have? What did the Lord say? What did the Lord's people say? Right. You understand who we are? We are the descendants, you understand, of the Israelites. That's are right. Israelites. You understand? Right. Those people that we're reading about who went through the same very struggle in their day, those are our forefathers and foremothers. You understand? And how did they deal with it? That's what we're reading. Go ahead.
The book of Ezra, chapter 9, verse 1. Now, when these things were done, the princes came to me, saying, the people of Israel and the priests and the Levites have not separated themselves from the people of the lands.
Man, so this is Ezra recanting what's going on in his time. You understand? He's looking at these things. He got people coming to him saying, look, man, our people ain't separating like the Most High said to do. You understand? They're not separating from these other nations, man. They're over here around these other nations and they're intertwined with them. They're mingling with them. They're going against what the Lord has set up, man.
Right.
You understand? Go ahead.
Doing according to their abominations.
Exactly. These abominations, man. The Lord is calling these things abominations, man. Go ahead.
Even the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Jebusites, the Ammonites, the Moabites, the Egyptians, and the Amorites.
These are all the people, all the nations that were surrounding our people, man.
Right.
You understand that our people could not leave, could not separate themselves from. You understand? These are all the people that were surrounding us. It's no different from you being in some goddamn neighborhood and you living in Chinatown or next to Chinatown.
Right.
Or you in some rich ass neighborhood where there's nothing but white people around you. Right. You know what I'm saying? Our people, even in that scenario that you in whatever city in America, you are to remain separate. That don't mean you got to take your house literally and go put it on a plot of land where there's nobody around, separate like that. That means you have to remain separate in your spirituality. You understand? Your spirit, your soul, your thinking. You understand? Your culture. You understand? Your beliefs. All of that has to be separate from their beliefs. You understand? And including the physicalness of wanting their women. You might be in a goddamn all white neighborhood, all white high school, everything, and you seeing these little white devil girls running around with the skirt all low and high and ass cheeks hanging out, and you just like, God, hey, it ain't a sister in sight. Guess what? You better get your ass on get your ass on a car ride to the ghetto and go find you a sister. You understand? You know what I mean? You better take your ass to somewhere. If you in the neighborhood, you better get your ass on the internet or something. You understand? And find out and get on goddamn Black People Meet or whatever the hell you got to do. You understand? To get away from that demon that's trying to get you to want that other nation. Right. You understand? But these people, they couldn't do that. They were surrounded by these other nations, man. And Ezra and the people came to Ezra, letting them know what's going on. Like, look, man. These people are intertwining with these people, man. They're not remaining separate. They know. This is just letting you know they knew what to do. They knew how they were supposed to be. They're not like you and me. You understand? We know because we're in the UPK under Commander General Yohana. You understand? And we learn it. We learn how to be separate.
Right.
But these people during this time, they not like your buddies and your friends that's in the world who don't know no better. You understand? They're more closer to us having our knowledge of what's right and what's wrong. They know it's wrong to deal with these nations. You understand? There's not no like secret like, oh well, what we doing is what we supposed to do. You know, I mean, you know, it's nothing wrong. Like they didn't have that notion to lean on ignorance. You understand? They knew that the Lord was not with them being with these people, but they chose to do it anyway. Let's see. Let's read.
Verse 2. For they have taken of their daughters for themselves and for their sons, so that the holy seed have mingled themselves with the people of those lands.
The what seed?
The holy seed.
Man, you brothers out here, man, is watching this class, man. Your seed is holy seed, man.
Right.
That thing that you do when you understand, when you lay with a sister, you understand, and you give and the babies come out, that's holy seed. You understand? That's Salakia. For those who don't know what seed is, you understand, we're talking about that sperm. You understand that brother is carrying. That sperm is holy sperm. That's heavy, man. Go ahead.
Salakia, if I may, so what is holy? Just for
the class, you tell me. Look it up. Look it up in the I mean, what would you find it? Would it be in the Zondervan or the Webster or old Webster? Because sometimes they have it, you know, more like a Christian definition.
Yeah, I would go to the Zondervans.
For holy?
Yeah, for holy. I was saying it might be in the regular dictionary too. We can check both.
Yeah.
But more time out when it's a word in the Bible, the first thing you want to do is go to the Bible dictionary.
Right. Just so we can be clear when we talk about that, your holy seed, man.
You want me to find it, sir?
Yeah, find the actual definition according to look it up in online first, the Webster's.
I got it, sir.
But read the one that applies to what we're talking about. Don't read, you understand, all of them, because for sake of time. I don't see holy just by itself in here in the Zondervan. Because some of those, that's why I say some of those definitions, usually you'll see set apart as a part of the definition.
It should either say to set apart or to be separate.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I don't see it in here. In the Zondervan. This edition is pictorial.
If I may,
did you find it? Read that one.
The best one I think is exalted or worthy of complete devotions as one perfect in goodness and righteousness.
Yeah, but that's still more of a Christian definition of it.
And this is the Merriam-Webster dictionary.
Yeah, certain editions is different. We're not gonna, for time's sake, it means set apart, man. Yeah, you can say all of that. All of that has something to do with the word as well, because when you set apart, obviously, if the Lord sets you apart, right, that causes for that definition to be applied to you. You understand? Because you're read that again. You don't. If you don't have it, it's okay. I
got it, sir. Exalted or worthy.
Yeah, you're exalted. When the Lord sets you apart, you're exalted. You understand?
Right.
So the whole it's surrounded
or
by
set worthy.
Yeah. So we'll just say that. But what the whole point we're trying to bring out is that this seed that you have, that you brothers are carrying, man, you understand, is a holy seed, man. You can't go wasting it on these goddamn heathens, man. You can't go making these babies and putting them into these goddamn heathens, man. Your holy seed is not to be mingled with these other nations, man.
Right.
You're not to lay and be making babies and laying and having sex and ejaculating in these goddamn heathens, man.
Right.
Go finish that off for me, bro.
Kind of kind.
Holy
Yea, the hand of the princes and rulers have been chief in this trespass.
Man, that's just letting you know, man, that the high people have been doing the same thing. It's not just your everyday, people. It's chief people, priests, that's also committing this trespass. You understand, against the Most High, man. You understand, and that's heavy, man. Our people should know better, man, than to intertwine with these other nations, man. And if you could, you gonna read for him, Salaki, sir?
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna drop that and go same verse, Ezra 9, go down to verse 10.
This is the book of Ezra, chapter 9, verse 10. And now, O our God, what shall we say after this? For we have forsaken thy commandments. Verse 11, which thou hast commanded by thy servants the prophets, saying, the land unto which ye go to possess it is an unclean land, with the filthiness of the people of the lands, with their abominations, which have filled it from one end to another with their uncleanness. Verse 12, now therefore give not your daughters unto their sons, neither take their daughters unto your sons, nor seek their peace or their wealth forever.
So the Lord is telling us, man, right here, that when you go into these lands, man, that the Lord is giving you to possess, man, which the inhabitants are these other nations, the Ammonites, Moabites, Jezebites, the Perizzites, Hittites, Egyptians, all of these lands, man. Once you enter these lands, he's telling you, do not, because they're filled with uncleanness. They're an unclean people. Do not intertwine with them. Do not mingle with them. Right. Do not marry these people, man. Mm-hmm. You expect the Lord to just keep you away from everybody. You understand? And just make it to where you just not, you know what I'm saying? You just have it to where, well, if he don't want me to be with these people, then he obviously ain't gonna put me around. No, the Lord you're gonna be around them. And you have to show your obedience, man. That's what this is about. You in America right now, that white woman, her body is probably getting, white women now all of a sudden getting booty and all that stuff. The Lord is allowing this to happen because he wants to see if you still can resist.
Right.
Go ahead, sir.
One of the definitions that I did find holy to lock that up real quick. One of the definitions is sacredness or separateness, showing that God is altogether holy, sacred, set apart, or separate.
Absolutely. That's what we're looking for, man. When we talk about that sacred seed, set apart seed, holy seed, you understand? We're talking about something that's not for everybody.
Right.
Those brothers that's sitting there, you when they say you for the streets, you definitely for the streets, man. You understand? If you're going out in these streets and you giving that seed to any and everybody, you understand?
Right.
The Lord is specific. Like I say, you're mixed up in these communities, these multicultural communities, because the Lord wants to see if you're gonna disobey him and go be with that goddamn heathen woman, man, and choose her over, you understand, your own people.
Right.
You can't expect the Lord to hold your hand and have you come into captivity and you be in captivity and you're just gonna be in this land and not be around these temptations, man. They're here for you. But here's what you have to show: obedience. You understand? It's no different than drugs being out there. Crack and goddamn cocaine and heroin and crystal meth is all around.
Right.
But you being an obedient person that doesn't want to do drugs, you're not gonna try it, right?
Right.
I don't give a goddamn how good people tell you feel off of some goddamn heroin, man. I ain't finna do it to find out if it feels good.
Right.
You should have that same goddamn discipline when it comes to these women and men of these other nations, man. You don't give a goddamn how good they credit score, how easy it is for you to goddamn take all of that woman's money and have power over her, and she's obedient and all of this and stuff, such and such. You understand? You should have obedience to the Most High to say, you know what? I probably could get that white woman to do any and everything. But guess what? The Lord told me not to touch that woman. Mm-hmm. I am not going to touch her. I'm going to be obedient to the Most High.
That's right.
That's what my allegiance is. That's what Ezra is bringing up. That's why Ezra was disappointed in his people. Mm-hmm. Because they're around the same conditions that you're in, around all these nations. Same thing you're doing in America. Shit, we got Chinatown in every city. You understand? Sometimes you go down there and see a little Asian woman, be like, man, they're probably, you know what I'm saying? I wonder what that's like. That's where it stops. You understand? And you should being a brother in this school, you shouldn't even wonder. You should know that's a dog. You understand? You gonna even think about that. But a brother in the world, you understand? If you strong enough, you understand? We get it. You don't know no better. You understand? But here's what it is. You come into the UPK to learn better.
Right.
You understand? To understand the requirement that the Most High has set for us.
Right.
You understand? Is that it on that?
Sir, that ye may be strong and eat the good of the land and leave it for an inheritance to your children forever.
The Lord, there's great dignity in you being obedient to the Most High. There is great satisfaction, and there's a reward for this, man. The Lord is putting this. He's not gonna give you, have these conditions be to where you are, you understand, subjected to being around these heathens and not give you a reward for your obedience, man. The Lord is telling you, man, you're gonna go in this land. They're gonna be there. Don't don't mess with them. You understand? Don't deal with them. Do what you need to do and inherit this land.
Right.
But what do we want to do? We want to be stupid. We just got to find out what it's like to be with them.
Right.
You understand? We got to know. We got to trot that dog on our arm to see if people look at us as being different. And we got something that they don't got. You understand? We always want to look for a reason to stand out. And you're not standing out in a good way. We're going to drop that and get me our first Maccabees. And we're going to get into this, man, on why it was so easy. It's so easy. And we brought this up, you understand, and for the Feast of Dedication. It's only right that we bring it up now in the closeout, because this is where this is the beginning of this is not the beginning, because this has been going on in Genesis. You understand? And we're gonna bring that out too as well. But let me get this in the Maccabees first. Actually, you know what? Since we brought it up in Genesis, whole Maccabees, we'll read that after. Give me Genesis 6 and 4, man. Well, I'm going to show you that this has been going on since the beginning, man. And that the Lord destroyed the earth. When you learn about the flood, right, and Noah, and the story of Noah, man, the first thing you should think of is interracial marriages. Right. The first thing you should think of is that white woman and that white man and all of that love that you have for your oppressor, man, and how you want their women and men and all of this just to look like you've made it or succeeded in this captivity, or you're better than your brothers and sisters because you have the so-called oppressor. You know what I'm saying? You're sharing a bed with the enemy. You understand? Let me show you in Genesis how the Lord felt about this, man. Give me that Genesis 6 and 4.
Kind of, sir. The book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 4. There were giants in the earth in those days.
Now, Christians would love to make these giants be some goddamn mythical,
right,
long, tall, Andre, Jolly Green Giant as goddamn. What they want to say? He's just some Goliath, big, goddamn, unhumane figure. You understand? This is what Christianity, when they read this scripture, keep in mind, they're talking about giants, right? Now, you know what we do in this school, man. We define words. Can we get the definition of a giant? And you know the one I'm looking for, not some mythical shit. You understand?
Okay.
There's words have many definitions. And this is why in the UPK, man, we define words, man. I don't give a damn if it's a word you've been saying your whole life. You might have been saying this shit and don't know what it means. I'm going to keep it a buck. How many words, sir? Salakia. Am I lying? How many words we done been saying and we look up the definition and we like, damn, I ain't know it mean that. Shit, I've been saying this shit my whole damn life. You know what I'm saying? Yep. That's just how it go. That's why this is the universal school of practical knowledge, man. Right. You understand?
I do. Okay.
Yeah, get that definition that I need. Go ahead.
Giant, noun, a person of exceptional talent or qualities.
Man, that's somebody of exceptional talent or qualities. Mm-hmm. So in this earth, during this time, Let's read that. What we at for? It says there were people with exceptional what? Read that definition. Like don't lose that definition. Right?
Come on, I got it, sir.
A person of what?
A person of exceptional talent or qualities.
So there were people of exceptional talent and qualities in the earth in those days. Not some goddamn big ass human being that was beyond just larger than life, where he could step on a goddamn house and shit, and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Stepping on cars, and people were ants, and then you had this big ass goddamn. If you seen Game of Thrones, remember them goddamn big ass giants and shit that they used to knock open the wall and all that shit of the door? Not that giant. That's not what the Bible is about. It's no magic in the goddamn Bible, man. It's people of exceptional and extraordinary qualities, man. That means somebody of importance, stature. You understand?
Right.
It's talking about your stature, not your physique. Go ahead.
God, I was just going to bring out just the fact that, you know, the giants that everybody else thinks of, you know, that originates from the Greek mythology in the first one, which is mythological. But Salakia, sir.
Absolutely. So the Bible is saying there are giants in the earth. So look at it as somebody like a goddamn Donald Trump. You understand?
Right.
There was somebody of a Warren Buffett. You understand? Bill Gates.
Right.
These are people that you look up to because of their money, their stature.
Right.
They own everything. They have wealth. They have amassed extraordinary amounts of wealth, man. They're important. They make decisions that you're not a part of. You don't know how the game that they're playing. It ain't the same game you're playing. You're playing on a goddamn low level of nickel and diamond. They selling weight, man. These are giants, man. These are people with a stature that's extraordinary, man. That you only read about them. You've never seen them before, and you've heard nothing but their legacy precedes itself. You understand? Go ahead.
And just a caveat off of that, the New York Giants is supposed to be a team of exceptional talent and quality.
Right. That's the giant they're talking about. You know what I mean? But go ahead. Finish that scripture so we can get to
all right, kind. I'm gonna start from the top. Sir. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bear children to them.
Hold on. Let's slow that down. So it says when the what?
When the sons of God.
So the sons of God, man. Who are the sons of God? Go ahead.
The sons of Adam at the time.
Correct. So what is that talking about when it says the sons of God came unto the daughters of men? Can you break that down for me?
So the sons of Adam that came from the seed of Adam basically began interracial marriages with.
No, slow it down. So the sons of God is the seed of Adam. Who is Adam? To the Lord, to the Most High.
The Most High is chosen, his firstborn son.
Right. So Adam. So what we're saying is Adam wasn't just a normal man on the earth.
Right.
He was what we said holy. Right. Set apart. We're talking about that holy seed. He was a part of a holy seed that was set apart, right? When the Lord said you should not mingle that holy seed, Adam was of that lineage.
Right.
You understand? That the Lord chose to set apart. So when we mentioned the sons of God came into the daughters of men, Christian church will have you believe that it was angels having sex with humans on the earth. Not only now we in a goddamn Twilight movie or something. Not only is it giants where people are tall, bigger than trees and buildings and shit, it's angels, it's spiritual creature beings or creatures or whatever we want to call them, coming in and having sex with physical men, physical women. You understand? With humans, right? That's the Christian church. This is why you need to leave the filthy house of these evil, satanic, you understand, people, because they don't know. They're gonna have you off. They're going to teach you that the sons of God is the angels. But Adam is considered a son of God.
Right.
You understand? Is he not the first son of God? Am I wrong with that? Salaki, am I saying that wrong, sir?
Kind of, because okay, he was the first man that the Most High gave the truth to.
Right.
That's the best way to say that about
so, but would that also still make him in that category of the son of God or no?
Yeah, because he gave him the power.
Right. Okay.
Because God is power.
Right. Okay.
Depending on the context, of course.
Okay.
No, good.
You got a question? Go ahead.
Kind of. So, at what point and why did it transfer from the Son of God to the Son of Man? Because in the New Testament, it speaks of Yahushua as the Son of Man and not the Son of God.
That's why, Salaki, that's why I thought I was saying son of God, the first son, because he is Yahushua in, you know what I'm saying? In that generation, he's still that same spirit, you know what I mean? Spirit is. So is that not? I just want to be correct when I teach that.
Okay. Wait, what are you asking again?
So Adam being the son of God, being the first son of God, is that correct to say, knowing that he is also Christ in that generation, or would I just is that confusing?
Okay, no, because in the beginning, Christ was with the Most High, creating the earth,
right?
And then Adam came after.
Right.
You get my point? And so the Most High chose Adam and gave Adam the truth.
Right. No
You get my
sweat.
point? And so that's how Adam was able to know clean from unclean and teach his lineage to do the same thing. If I'm answering the question.
No, correct. But when we read it says the Son of God came into the sons of God came into the daughters of men. I'm just trying to separate that from being angels and showing that is Adam's lineage because he is a son of is the Son of God.
Son of God, meaning son of the power.
Right. Okay.
Meaning we were separate from them. You get what I'm saying? That's why it's referring to us as that and refer to them as that to show the difference between us and them.
Yeah, absolutely.
If that makes sense.
No, absolutely. So basically, like we saying, when the sons of God, the offspring of Adam, came into the daughters of men, you understand? We what we saying is there is a difference between the lineage of Adam and there's a difference between the lineage of Adam and the lineage of these other nations that existed. This is also showing proof that there were other nations on the earth outside of Adam and Eve.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Because clearly there's two different people. The sons of God came into the daughters of men. You understand? And daughters of men we compare this with Romans when we talk about the children of the flesh. You understand? And that's a whole separate breakdown for another time. But continue reading that. You understand?
And they bear children to them. The same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown.
Look up the word renown, man. And it's gonna coincide with giant. You understand? These two people, the sons of God and the daughters of men, meaning these the seed of Adam and the seed of these other nations, they intermingled and they made prestigious men. They made people that were, go ahead, read that definition.
Renown, adjective, known or talked about by many people.
Man, famous. You understand? These are your celebrities on the earth. These are people that was considered important. Mm-hmm. You understand? That intermingled seed that was not supposed to be was made famous. What is that? You look at that on the earth right now. You know what I'm saying? These interracial marriages, these kids that's coming from, these backgrounds of poor black people being mingled with rich, of our oppressors, you understand? And they're able to go to college and go do these things and become, you understand, great athletes or celebrities and all that, because they're intermingling with the giants of the earth today. You understand? These people with these prestige names and backgrounds and stuff. And keep going on that. Let's get
Verse 5. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth.
And it directly goes into this being wicked, man. This is still on subject. He's telling you, and God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth because of this. It didn't change the subject. We're still talking about that seed and them being intermingled and them being, you know what I'm saying, bearing children from the children of men, children of God, and the daughters of men. You understand? The daughters of these other nations, man. It's no different than the Israelite man to this day. A black man marrying a white woman. You understand? And God saw that the wickedness of the man was great on the earth. This is the same view that the Lord has right now, man. He's seeing that we are mixing with these other nations, and there's much wickedness among us. You understand? There's an abundance of wickedness for what we are doing, man. You understand? And it didn't change. Nothing has changed with that. That's not something that the Lord took away and said, "Oh, now it's okay for you to do this." You understand? Because it's 2020. No, the Lord still feels the same way. You understand about the way He look at that, man. Give me that. Give me. Look up. I am the Lord, and I do not change. You understand? So we can show these people that the Lord hasn't changed the way He feel about this. You understand? I'll find it. Just keep reading. Keep reading all the way to 7.
Malachi 3 and 6.
Not Malachi. We on Malachi 3 and 6.
Yeah, kind of.
All right, get that for me. Pull that real quick, bro. Shot if you can get it.
We finish this or?
No. Pull that Malachi real. Hold on, I'll get it to you and give it to you. What is it? 3 and 6.
Kind of comment, sir.
3 and 6. All right, read that. It's highlighted. This is what the Lord didn't change anything from Genesis, the beginning. Go ahead.
The book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 6. For I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed.
Man, that's heavy, man. The Lord does not change His mind on how He feels about these other nations and us mingling with them, man, and intertwining with them. Go ahead, finish that all the way to 7. Genesis 4, chapter 6, verse 4. Wherever you do that. Continue reading that.
I'm gonna start from the top. And that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually.
Where you at? What you read?
That was halfway of 5, sir.
Oh, okay, yeah, go ahead.
From top of 6.
And
it repented the Lord that He made man on the earth, and it grieved Him at His heart. And the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air, for it repenteth me that I have made them.
So the Lord found great disgust and disgrace in us, man. He repented. What does that mean when He says He repented? Go ahead.
To change the state of mind, to change your mind about something.
Man, the Lord loved us, man. But in that time, when He seen what we was doing, because we wanted to lay with these other nations and make babies, the sons of God wanted to lay with the daughters of men. The Lord said He's going to have to destroy the earth. That's His way of repenting, man. That's His way of showing how much anger and disgust He is with His people, man, on the earth, that He caused that flood, man. That flood that was known throughout the earth, man. And that flood that you hear about in the Bible, just know that it was because of interracial marriage, man, and disobedience in us going against the Most High, man. The Lord said He's going to destroy man off the face of the earth because of what you do. Don't let Christianity tell you about some goddamn giants and angels having sex with. That's garbage, man. You understand? The very same thing that your brothers and sisters are doing to this day, man, is the reason why the Lord destroyed the earth with water, man, in the day of Noah, man. You understand? It's because of that offspring that was renowned, that was famous throughout the earth, was not the offspring that He wanted to have on the earth. He wanted us to be separate.
Right.
He wanted Adam and Eve to be with their family. You understand? And let these other nations be with their family. What's so wrong about that? You understand? Everybody want to paint that as racist or wrong, or it's such a crime for a black man to be with a black woman and black woman with a black man or Hispanic or whatever. You understand? Amongst the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian communities, man. That's our business. That's what we want. We're just following the Lord, man. It's what the Lord wants. It's not something that I'm bringing out that Bakar wants. You understand? I want what the Lord wants, essentially. But at the end of the day, I'm following the laws of the Most High, man. The laws that I find in this Bible. And if there's a Christian out here telling you otherwise, that person does not read the Bible. And they do not know what the hell they're talking about. So let's drop that, and we're gonna show you in let me get that in First Maccabees 1:11. And we're gonna show you, man, how this wickedness in Genesis continued, man, and how far loving and intertwining with our enemies and our oppressors, how that will make you, what condition it'll put you in, man. Because you don't ever want to be in this condition, man. That this scripture that we're gonna read about these men. You don't ever want to be in that situation that we're gonna read about right now, to where you're that destroyed and you have so much love for your enemies and these other nations, man, and the oppressors, you understand, and the people that the Lord is not with, man, and the Lord wants you to separate from. I'm gonna show you, man, what loving your enemy, how it will lead to you being under them forever. Give me that in Maccabees, man.
Okay. The book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. So
Salakia, that's first Salakia. Yeah, no, you reading it right. Go ahead, continue reading.
Verse 12. So this device pleased them well.
So the Lord, so from reading that again, man, it says in those days out of Israel, there was wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go make a covenant, man. Let's make an agreement with the heathen, man, that are round about us. Remember, we read about how we were always surrounded by these other nations, man. You understand? We just read in what was that, in Ezra? You understand, where we were around these other nations, and we were still ordered not to intertwine with them, not to make marriages with them. But we're so goddamn destroyed by this point. We are over here making covenants with them. We're making agreements and treaties and all of these things with the heathen, saying what?
Salakia, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
And we had so much love for these other nations, man, that we felt since we have left them, since we departed away from their culture and left from around them and intertwining and making marriages with their women and doing all these things, we have had sorrow. Imagine that. Imagine that's us in America right now, saying since this white man ain't gave us a job in a long time and we can't make no money, we can't work in their stores, they ain't feeding us, giving us our food, they ain't doing all this, man. We've had much sorrow. That's you in America, man. That's you right now, mad because if they cut off welfare, if you had to be on your own and survive without the government, without your goddamn oppressor throwing you crumbs, you saying you have had much sorrow. It's hard for you to not eat their Popeye's chicken. It's hard for you not to eat their McDonald's and they're eating their nice restaurants, to wear their Gucci and Louis. You understand? You feel as if you're not fly if you ain't got on Louis. This is how far you've been destroyed. And it started in this Bible, man. It started in these records where it shows that this is your mentality today because it was your mentality back then. So therefore, you're willing to make these agreements with the heathen. You're willing to compromise the very dignity that the Lord gave you in saying you are a special and holy people separate above all nations. Go ahead, Art.
If I may, sir, isn't it the same spirit that Israel had after coming across the Dead Sea and when Moses was coming down from Mount Sinai? Or it was Mount Sinai, correct?
Absolutely. When we were coming out of Egypt, the same thing. You understand? Since we've departed Egypt, you understand? We out in the wilderness, the Lord has left us out here to die. The murmurings that we had when the Lord delivered you from your oppression. The Egyptians were going to beat your back in and keep you at the bottom of their civilization forever. You were going to be no more than a goddamn worker like you are in America. Poor, living paycheck to paycheck, just enough money to buy you some goddamn bread and liquor and Newport 100s, you understand, to smoke and drink away your goddamn sorrow. Let me get a little chaser. You understand? It's no different than that. This is the same condition that you were in Egypt, man. But we're reading about this after Egypt, under the Greeks. You understand? This is our story. This is us in America, man. Without our oppressor, if that oppressor closed them grocery stores and that oppressor goddamn shut down the goddamn gas station, the grocery store, whatever, you rely on that Popeye's chicken, that goddamn KFC, McDonald's, you understand, that Cane's, whatever goddamn restaurant you love from your oppressor, if they stop serving you that food, you're gonna have much sorrow, man. You understand? Keep reading, Mark. Verse 12.
So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen.
Man, so these people had loved this nation so much that they went to the king, man, and the king gave them licenses. They gave them the right, you understand, to do the ordinance of the heathen, man. You dropped your culture. This is you in America, man. You've dropped your culture and went straight to the goddamn government and got a license to go sell marijuana. You got a license to go use marijuana.
Right.
You understand? You got a license to goddamn go work at the strip club. You understand?
Right.
To be a goddamn wicked bastard in America. That's what you did. You went to the goddamn government and they okayed it and they said, go ahead. Go ahead and go be a filthy whore. You understand? Go be a filthy drug dealer. Be a drug user. Buy all. Now with these new weed shops, you can smoke all the weed you want. This is you back in those days going to the heathen to leave your culture, who the Lord is against you smoking anything. You understand? Now you go to America, you leave the Lord and you go to America and say, I need that goddamn license to smoke all the weed that I can. Marijuana is legal now. It's federally criminalized right now. You understand? This is what they're moving to. So you can smoke every blunt and destroy yourself every goddamn day of your life and just live in hell and be poor and be broke and be dumb and be nothing. You don't want your royal, you don't want your holy heritage that the Lord gave you, man. You want to be like everybody else. And they'll give you a license to do it. They'll give you the right to be a goddamn homosexual, man. Because America, no, you do not want what the Lord is giving you. You want what they give you. You understand? And it started with your forefathers back in Egypt and goddamn Greek captivity in the Maccabees. You understand? Is that it? Go read all the way down to 15. About push up.
Down to 15, so
yeah.
Kind of Wakan. Verse 14. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, according to the customs of the heathen.
Oh my God. You even in your own land, you built a place to practice these wicked things, the customs of the heathen, man. Go ahead.
Verse 15. And made themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the holy covenant, and joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do mischief.
Man, this is you in America right now. You've taken away the holiness of that uncircumcision. Hold your point to after class.
Right.
To after you taking away your holiness of the uncircumcision, man, and of our covenant that our God has made with our forefathers, man. You took that away and you joined yourself to the heathen. You've joined yourself to this white man. You've joined yourself to the Asian, the African, the Arab. You understand? And you're in here practicing Islam. You're worshiping. You're practicing, celebrating Christmas. You're celebrating New Year's, Thanksgiving. This is you back in those days doing the same thing that you're doing now, man. We're reading about you in the Bible back doing these things during that time. Took away from what the Lord gave you. The Lord made you a holy, separate people above all nations. You understand? According to Deuteronomy 7:6. But now you are just like these heathens, man. You don't want your covenant. You don't want your holy stature. You want to be like everybody else. You want to be equal to these other nations instead of being over them, man. And that's why you were sold to do mischief. You understand? Let's drop that and get me let me get the book of Judges, chapter 3, verse 6, Baba Kasha. What's my time online? Have we been going over an hour? No, I know it's 3 minutes to 9, but we want to make sure we get our full 2 hours. And I got a couple more scriptures. That's why I'm not going to run over too much.
On Facebook, it doesn't give you the accurate time because it's delayed.
No, it says 47 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. It's delayed.
So it's not 47 minutes? It's less?
I'm not sure what time.
I think we did start. We started at like 12 minutes after. Like 10 minutes after.
I'm not sure.
Well, it says an hour and 51 minutes. So we got like 9 minutes still. So that's about right. We'll stop it at 2 hours. All right?
All right, come on, sir.
No sweat. Well, I'm going to bring out the rest of these scriptures as much as I can. And we'll continue. We'll do this lesson again. We'll get you all these scriptures. Right? Judges 3, 6, and 8. The chapter 3, verse 6 and 8. 6 through 8.
6 through 8. The book of Judges, chapter 3, verse 6.
No, actually start with verse 4. So I can both for sure.
Verse 4. And they were to prove Israel by them, to know whether they would hearken unto the commandments of the Lord, which he commanded their fathers by the hand of Moses.
Right. This is what the Lord gave us, our ordinance, our laws, man, our commandments. Go ahead.
And the children of Israel dwelt among the Canaanites, Hittites, and Amorites, and Perizzites, and Hivites, and Jebusites. And they took their daughters to be their wives, and gave their daughters to their sons, and served their gods.
Right. Once again, you're reading the same thing. Dwelling amongst these other nations and taking their daughters to be their wives and giving the other nations giving their daughters to be their sons. And did you get to the last part? Serve their
gods, sir?
Yeah. Did you read that or not?
Kind.
All right. And serve their gods. You understand? It's the same thing right now in America. You are in America about to celebrate Christmas. You are about to serve a heathen god. To you black folks who don't know what the hell is going on, man, go look up these stories, man. With the brother Aban, the water to the brother, he gave an excellent breakdown on Christmas and how wicked and evil it is, man, and how you are serving a heathen god, man, when you celebrate Christmas. And it comes from you intertwining and mingling and being next to these other nations here in America, to where they tell you to serve, to goddamn buy Christmas gifts and put it under a tree and do all these customs that you don't understand is a worship and paying homage to a god.
Right.
These here's the thing you need to learn. Your oppressor comes from an ancient goddamn civilization. We read in the Maccabees about the Greeks and the Romans. These people had a God for every goddamn day of the week, man, of the year, man. Over 300 gods. You understand? That they worship. You understand? So you think that that culture just went away? No, it's still here alive in America. Under Roman, the calendar, a whole American calendar is a Roman calendar. The law,
Right.
habeas corpus, that's a Roman law. You understand? You are in modern day Rome here in America, man. And you still are serving their gods if you're following the customs of America. It's no wonder you love their women and love their lifestyle, because you love their God. That white Jesus is their God. That ain't the God of, that's not the Christ, Yahweh Shah Mashiach of the goddamn Bible, man. That is their God.
Right.
That is who you can't rise and you can't come out of your oppression and have, you understand, loyalty to your people, because you're still believing in the goddamn white Jesus, man.
Right.
You still looking at that white Jesus picture and thinking that that's who's going to come save you, man. So you'll never be able to separate until you get into these goddamn classes and learn how the hell to serve the black God of the Bible, man. A black Christ. Yahweh Shai Mashiach in the Hebrew, man.
That's right.
Give me that. Give me more on that, the rest of that, man.
Verse 7. And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord.
Man, the Lord called these actions that they serving these other gods and marrying unto their daughters evil. You understand? Don't let nobody tell you different, man. It's evil.
That's right.
For you to serve, to marry on to these other nations. Just, I don't give a damn how close or far they are from you, man. I don't care if they your goddamn neighbor next door and y'all the only people on the block and y'all the only people in your goddamn neighborhood. You understand? You
right.
Still shouldn't go against your God, man.
Right.
Go ahead, man.
And forgot the Lord their God and serve Baalim and the groves. I said that correctly.
These are gods, man. These are the gods of these other nations. You understand? And read that again. Read 8.
Verse 8. Therefore the anger of the Lord was not against Israel.
No. Read that correctly.
I was like it. Therefore the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel.
The anger of the Lord was hot, man. You ever sit and you ever be like, man, I'm hot. I'm mad.
Right.
The Lord was heated, man.
Right.
Because you're doing these things, man. You're marrying these women and serving their gods. You celebrating a Merry Christmas. I hope your Christmas ain't nowhere near merry. You understand? Or happy and joyful. You ain't gonna do nothing but fight with your goddamn family. You're gonna be a goddamn sucker buying some damn gifts, and your wife and your kids ain't gonna appreciate it. You understand? It's because the Lord is hot that you choose to do this. You understand? Go ahead. Continue reading.
And he sold them into the hand of Cushan Rishathaim, king of Mesopotamia, and the children of Israel served.
That's it on that.
What kind?
So bottom line, man, the Lord, he is the one who's going to punish you for these actions, man, because you want to marry these women, serve other gods, you understand, and destroy yourself, man. Give me First Esdras 9 and 7, Baba Kasha. And we got, let me see where we at. So
The recording says we got 60 seconds.
All right. Still on 151. 158. So yeah, we got about a minute. All right, read that, Baba Kasha. We're gonna end it right there.
All right, you said First Esdras, correct?
First Esdras 9, start at verse 7.
All right, the book of First Esdras, chapter 9, verse 7. So Esdras arose up and said unto them, Ye have transgressed the law in marrying strange wives.
So you have transgressed the law in your marrying these other wives, man. these other nations. Go ahead. You have broken the law of the Lord by doing it. This is what Edra said. Go ahead.
Thereby to increase the sins of Israel.
Man, so what you do, what y'all don't realize, man, when y'all marry these strange wives, these women from other nations, man, you are increasing the inequity amongst your people, man. You are making the Most High very angry, you understand, at your people. He's not gonna just look at, you understand, you as the individual. He's looking at us as a nation, man. You understand? So the more people that are okay with interracial marriage, the Lord is angered at all of us. The more, you already seen our captivities that we've been in because of our choices that we make. So think about everything that you do and all the time, all the fun that you think it is to have and the freedom that you have right now. You feel like to marry on to other women and just have sex with a white woman like it's nothing. Just think of how angry the Lord grows, you know what I'm saying, at us as a people because of that. But also on the flip side, those of you who will refuse to marry unto these other nations and refuse to have sex with these other nations, you understand? The Lord is definitely watching us, you know what I'm saying, watching you, and proud that you took a goddamn stand, that you had a backbone, and you chose your people over these other nations. Keep reading up.
Verse 8. And now by confessing give glory unto the Lord God of our fathers, and do his will, and separate yourselves from the heathen of the land, and from the strange women.
Man, this is what the Lord is. It's heavy, man. He's telling you, man, give glory unto the Lord of our fathers, man, of our forefathers who said it was not so in the beginning. It was not supposed to be. The men that was honorable and righteous and set the tone for us, you know what I'm saying? And Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob married women of their own nation, man. You understand? And glorify the Lord in doing that. That's what we need to do. We need to be glorifying the Most High in our actions every day. You understand? By choosing our own people over these other nations, man. And do his will. Separate yourself from the heathen, man. This is once again the same thing. Be separate people in a land where he doesn't care if they're around you. He don't give a damn if you work with heathens all day long. You don't have to go hang with them. You don't have to put on their culture. Separate yourself. Go do your goddamn 8 hours or 12 hours, whatever the hell you're doing, and go home to your goddamn black wife and your black children. Man. You understand? Don't go mixing and mingling and going having drinks, and then you got some white woman, and because you love your boss and he's paying you, and you know some white woman seduce you, and then you want to go lay with her and end up like Albert Hainsworth getting beat up and called nigga. You understand? In your own goddamn house, man. Keep reading, Mark.
Verse 9. And do his will, and separate yourselves from the heathen of the land, and from the strange women. Verse 10. Then cried the whole multitude and said with a loud voice, like as thou hast spoken, so will we do.
That's it on that. So you understand that at the end of the day, like I said, man, do the will of the Most High, man. Listen to what the Lord says. Interracial marriages is against the Bible. It is against the Most High. Don't let a Christian pastor seduce you into thinking that you can marry who you want just because some goddamn white woman or white man wink at you or offer you a better life out of the ghetto. Go be in a goddamn ghetto. You understand, and live amongst your people and struggle before you go lay with a damn heathen oppressor or any other nation, man. Serve the Lord before you serve yourself, man.
That's right.
You understand? Don't give unto your lust like Solomon did and transgress the Lord. You understand? Don't be like these athletes who lose their fortunes because they want to goddamn lay with some white woman, you understand, and find out the hard way, man. Hearken on to the Most High in these scriptures, man, and follow the Lord and let your life, you understand, be glorified in the Most High because you chose to be obedient, man. And with that, we're going to end the class.
Can you see?